live. Welcome back to Earle Sports Bets. And today we got episode 9 of our 2023 MLB season preview. We're talking about the Tigers from Detroit today. This is the 4th team we're doing in the American League Central. And of course, we had to bring on none other than Detroit Lenny. Woo! Yeah! Woo! To talk some Detroit Tigers.
Hold your applause.
I know you're super excited to talk about this team. You ready?
No.
That's true confidence right there. You ready?
Stand this team.
Fair enough. Then let's get right into it here. We're going to be going over, I don't know if you've seen any of ours, but we got additions, subtractions. We're looking at prospects, their lineups, and then we'll end with futures odds here. Additions / re-signings. These re-signings are players who were on other teams that are re-signings are the players that were free agents that re-signed, not the ones that re-signed for arbitration, because it feels like that's half the re-signings in the MLB.
Right.
So they got Trevor Rosenthal, Nick Matone, and Matt Vierling were part of the Gregory Soto trade. Tyler Nevin, Zach Lug, Michael Lorenzen, Matthew Boyd re-signed with them. On the other side here, Willie Castro, Yammer Candelario, Harold Castro, and Gregory Soto were all the subtractions for this team. And looking at it for me, they are going to be missing some of that offense with those 3 C's there that are on the subtractions list. They were decent bats in the middle of the lineup. I remember I really liked what we saw from Candelario a couple of years ago. Of course, Gregory Soto was probably their best relief pitcher. And he was part of that trade with Philadelphia that got them Nick Matone and Matt Vierling. I do think those 2 guys do have some potential that they got from the Phillies there. Overall, very underwhelming. Michael Lorenzen was probably their best signing over the offseason, which I don't know if that really says much as the middle-of-the-line starting pitcher. They re-signed Matthew Boyd. Overall, for me, I think they probably got a little worse than better, in my opinion. We'll go to Lenny first here, then we'll go to Tim for this round here. What's your thoughts on what the Tigers did in the offseason here?
A lot of nothing. I mean, I want to be. I mean, I'm a homer. I mean, we all know this. You know, I'm pro Tigers here, and everything like that. But I mean, they just didn't. I know they got a new GM. I know all that. And thank God, Al Avila's actually gone, and it's not a fake news story. He's actually gone, so I appreciate that. I feel like in the front office they're doing the right things, and it's just now. We thought we've been rebuilding forever, and I don't think anything they did right here shows you that they're not concentrating on what they have on the field for the MLB. They're going to make moves in AAA, and they're going to start prospects all over again, which sounds horrible for Tigers fans because that means we're starting another rebuild. So I didn't see any. There was just mediocre here. This is vanilla ice cream right here. It's got no flavor. No splashes were made. Nothing extreme was really taken away. I will miss the Candyman's bat there in the middle of the lineup. But other than that, Gregory Soto, I'm not going to miss him. I mean, I don't know. Nothing. Go ahead, Tim.
Tim, your thoughts? I like the Lorenzen pickup.
Oh, shut up.
I really.
You're reaching. You're reaching
really hard here, Tim.
It's like,
no, honestly,
that's
Lorenzen wasn't terrible last year. And then wasn't terrible, and that's your best pickup. Wasn't terrible. And
it's like how long has this pizza been out? 4 days. Okay. 5 days, that's a limit. It's like 4-day-old pizza. That's what the hell. That's what this line. That's what the offseason was. 4-day-old pizza. Yeah,
4-day-old
pizza. But it won't be great.
Maybe Matthew Boyd if he could stay healthy. But honestly, I think they're just treading water right now. I don't think they try to do anything special.
it kind of shows in their moves. So not a good offseason, not a terrible offseason. It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, maybe that's the upside. Is it could have been worse.
She's a solid 3. At least she's not a 1 though.
Hey, exactly. You know, she ain't the prettiest, but she picked me. You know.
Yeah. Not the prettiest one, but that's one we're taking home.
Well, we're taking home tonight.
All right. So seeing that we're going into the rebuild, their farm system's gonna be super strong.
No.
Their farm system, according to 1500 prospects, is ranked 23rd in baseball. They have one player that is projected that in the top 100 prospects that is going to be on the team this year, and that's right-handed pitcher Wilmer Flores. The other two,
not the one that played.
No, not the one that played for the Mets.
Okay.
The other two are in like high single A ball or rookie ball right now, and that's Jackson Jobe, right-handed pitcher, and Jace Jung, a second baseman. So a whole lot of nothing from prospects here. So
I will say this. Jace Jung, the second baseman kid, there's a lot of talk in Detroit sports radio about this kid. And he is probably 2025, 2026 before we really even maybe see him, like splashes of him, hopefully 2025. But he could, like, there's a lot of hope for him. Let's put it that way in Detroit sports media. There's a lot of hope from him. Wilmer Flores, whatever. There's not a whole lot of nothing else there. But that's, I wouldn't write home about it either.
Yeah, Tim, your thoughts on this?
Oh, I think it's, there isn't much there. I'm not a big prospects person, so I'm not going to know every single person.
Yeah,
I saw Wilmer Flores and thought it was the guy that was playing for the Mets. But no, there's nothing much to really go over here. There's one guy that's going to make it to the majors this year. The other two are not even going to be close. So not really interested in it.
I will say this. There's 32 teams in the MLB. So we're better than 9.
We're like the Tigers. Good job. This is the Tigers, Richie.
Yeah, good job, Richie. We're proud of you.
The Tigers are like here's the Tigers right now. The Tigers are, and tell me if this scale is not accurate. The Tigers are like mediocre shit level teams. The Lions are like low level good team. To give you an up and down.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with you.
You know what I mean?
Look at all the Detroit Tigers merch. Absolutely.
I got my Casey Mize shirt on.
That's fair.
You feel proud about that?
Yes, I do.
All right.
I would say he hasn't pitched since he bought that damn shirt. He's been dead.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tommy John, back surgery, stubbed the toe, stepped on 2 Legos and a puddle with 1 sock on.
Oof, 2 Legos. That's the worst.
Yeah.
But we will go to their 2023 projected lineup here. This is according to Fangraphs. The projections they give me there. The lineup here: Riley Green, Nick Magtone, Javier Baez, Austin Meadows, Jonathan Scoop, Kerry Carpenter, Spencer Torkelson, Akil Baddoo, and Jake Rogers. The rotation here is Eduardo Rodriguez, Matthew Boyd, Michael Lorenzen, Matt Manning, and Spencer Turnbull. And the bullpen, the beautiful, beautiful bullpen. Mason Englert, Chasen Shreve, Matt Whistler. The Shreve and Whistler were non-invitees to the preseason. Will Vest, Jose Cenero, Jason Foley, and their closer is Alex Lang. Who?
Detroit legend. Alex.
Who?
Detroit legend, Alex Lang. I'm putting that shit in the universe, okay?
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to get this out of the way. This bullpen is horse shit. I truly don't have any faith in. I mean, if I'll put the total at 1.5 Tigers full game bets this entire season, and I'll probably take the under. Like, this is not a team I'm looking to take full game money lines with. I'm only looking to take them first 5 because this bullpen screams, I'm going to blow every single lead you give me. So this is not something I'm particularly interested in for bullpen-wise, for me to play full games with them. Their rotation has promise. Rodriguez, we've seen flashes. Boyd, we've seen flashes. Lorenzen, Matt Manning, we hope he's going to be good. And Spencer Turnbull, how we've seen flashes. Like, these are guys that are complete wild cards from any given day. So this is it's going to be an interesting. It's going to be interesting trying to cap this team, trying to figure out anything with this team when it comes to their rotation on how each pitcher is going to pitch for any given day. Their lineup here is a lot of question marks. Austin Meadows was hurt all year last year. At least they have a very disciplined professional hitter in the middle of the lineup with Javier Baez. I say that sarcastically. The guy will swing at something coming at his head. Torkelson, Badu, Green, Matone, they're all young guys where they could be good. We hope. So this is one of those where this team, I'm sorry, Lenny, this probably is going to be a little bit of a long year for you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. The lineup, here's the thing. I'm just going to tell you right now, it'll probably at some point be a wake up and bet Tigers over type situation.
Oh, yeah.
In the season. And it'll probably be often. Forget about just the bullpen being trash. That lineup has flashes. One of them will throw a no-hitter this year. One of them for no reason. That's how unpredictable this lineup is. Most of the time, though, they'll be lit up. It'd be like popcorn and fireworks all the time. I wouldn't be afraid of that. And here's the thing, this lineup, Riley Green could be good. It could be. Akil Badu, but he's shown potential at times. If he can prolong a whole season, I doubt it. And he hasn't shown it yet. Spencer Torkelson, kid's got bat. He's got a big bat. I don't know if he can. Again, kid. They're young. He's young. Jake Rogers. Hopefully, he can fill in every now and then, give some relief. But Javier Baez, maybe he pulls his head out of his ass. Austin Meadows stays healthier more than 36 games. You know what I mean? Something like that. You can get some runs out of the Tigers, and if you can get some runs out of the Tigers, you definitely could get some runs on whoever's playing them. In my opinion. So overs would be what I see when I look at all this. Tim,
and I'll call. Lenny said it. They'll end up throwing a no-hitter this year. It'll end up being against like the Houston Astros. Like it will be against an Astros or a Yankees or a Tampa Bay or something. It won't be against
like Kansas City.
It will not be against Kansas City or Oakland. Right. It will be against a good team. They may no hit like the Phillies or something. Because everybody plays everybody this year, so everybody gets to see everybody, which is cool to see. But that'll be the case. Anyways, this is a lineup that I think can do damage. The only problem is, and as Nick and Lenny both tagged on, this bullpen is horseshit. It is not good. It's not going to be good. I know we've seen one of these guys pitch to. I think Best pitched a little bit last year. I don't know any of these names out of the bullpen. I think it's going to be a really, really rough end of the games for Detroit. So I know Nick loves going first fives. It's going to have to be Detroit first fives. I don't hate the starting rotation. I think that Matthew Boyd can be solid. We saw some good stuff from Spencer Turnbull. Matt Manning is going to be hit or miss. I don't hate Lorenzen. And I think that the rotation's not going to be fantastic. I think it could be sneaky. One of these guys will end up having, at the end of the year, you'll end up seeing one of them have like a 2.86 ERA or something like that. Like, you'll see one of them have like a really good year. Anybody I'm trying to bet futures on? Absolutely not. But there's a couple of these guys that I think could actually have halfway decent years, but nothing extreme.
mediocre at best.
Yeah. It's not. There's not going to be a good season for.
I hope they're kind of. I hope the overall like the thought on this organization as a whole is kind of like the Oakland A's, where they're trying to just dump Miguel Cabrera's salaries, $32 million this year off salary cap right there. I mean, that's two mediocre players for in the MLB right now. I mean, for about 15 mil a guy, you can fill a big hole right now, and Miguel Cabrera is doing nothing but DHing for you. So,
Correct.
You know what I mean? So that
Miguel Cabrera is a legend, but he doesn't need to be on.
Absolutely, but it's time for him to go. He'll fall off the cap. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm hoping the future. Like they're just kind of saving up for making a push next 2 or 3 years, but then it's going to be rough.
I think picks from Dave has summed this up pretty well.
Yeah.
One thing to say: last place in video.
I don't. You know what? I don't think so.
I think they're better than the Royals, which we'll get into tomorrow. That's
well, actually, never mind.
Yeah.
We'll get into the Royals tomorrow.
Which now is the time to ask the best question of this entire video. How the hell are we gonna make some money betting this team?
Yeah.
All right. Their season win total is 69. Nice and a half. To make the playoffs is a plus 1,200. To miss the playoffs is minus 2,500. For those wondering, $2,500 to profit 100. All right. To win the AL Central, they're 20-1. To win the American League, they're 66-1. To win the World Series, they're 125-1. Lenny, are we going to have our Detroit Tigers 125-1 to win the World Series?
I mean, I'll throw $1 on it.
It could be worse. You can bet the Sabres to win the Cup.
Listen, there's a dollar on everything. Okay, as far as yes goes, but team wins under. I mean, that's a for real unit for me. 70 is too much. I said this a couple weeks ago, and I'm tired of hearing about how young and promising the Tigers are. That shit did not pan out. So when that didn't pan out, we got to start over. And hopefully they kind of don't just flop and they kind of pan out a little bit to get us through this next beginning stages. But no. And I know that minus 2,500 is there, but that shit's easy money. I'm not going to lie. It's tempting.
I mean, if you have $25,000 and screw fuck you money, like, I mean, why not?
If you got fuck you money, minus 2,500 is screaming your name. I just hate to say it. It is. If you got fuck you money, holla at your boy. First of all, I'll give you all the minus 2,500 picks you need.
Yeah. And looking at it here, the win total, they won 66 games last year.
And did not get better in the offseason.
They're saying they're 3.5 games better.
I say
no. What was their win total last year?
I don't know.
72. Or
it was 72?
Something 70, just low 70s. Because
then they're saying they got worse. Because it's not what they did last year, it's what the books thought they were going to do last year. So the books think they are going to get worse by 3 games. Or if it was 72.5 or whatever.
I think the books underestimated how shitty they were last year, and I think they're underestimating how shitty they are this year. I think they're going to give the Oakland A's a run for their money for worst team in the league.
Yeah, Red Wings, Pistons, or Lions are all better at baseball.
I hope you sure. Lego in your work boots.
Yeah, but looking at this, probably I think that would be my only target. I would love to back the Tigers this season as like a dog in the first 5 innings. But on the flip side, under 69.5 wins at minus 105 probably is the only thing I can bet this game. Or this game.
You know how I'll get on the Tigers and how I'll make money and feel good about them coming the end of the year.
Team totals.
Nerfies. Because they'll be kind of closer to plus money because everybody thinks they're just going to get lit up. And these guys will get lit up. That lineup will get lit up. But they can sustain right away. They just can't. They ain't going to pitch 6-7 innings. You know what I mean? They get right. I think nerfies. You could see some nerfies hit with this Tiger team. You could see overs and nerfies hit, and that is a hard thing to do. But these Tigers are that bad that they can do it.
Their bullpen's that bad. Where absolutely no full game unders with this team. Only first fives.
Yes,
and that goes for any team. But I think there's only like 2 teams I've said so far that doesn't scare me to play full game unders. I think that was Tampa Bay and Cleveland are the 2 teams that don't scare me to play full game unders because their bullpens are that good. But absolutely not with this team. Tim, are you looking to make any futures bets with this?
Oh yeah, you'll take their win total over them to win the AL Central, the AL, and the World. No, I have absolutely nothing for this team. I try to go and bet something. I got nothing. There's no pitching that I like for Cy Young. There's no players that I like for MVP. There's just it's a last place team. Maybe bet them to make 5th place, but I can't.
I think the under for them.
Like the Royals are shit, but they're not this shit.
Royals are going to be better than the Tigers.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think anybody really, and the whole division is kind of weak, to be honest with you. I like the White Sox out of this division, but this division is weak in general.
I like the White Sox.
You like who, Nick?
White Sox.
I like Minnesota.
Yeah,
I think they're sneaky.
And
I think the White Sox are the same thing they were last year, an average baseball team.
Well, I think now that their manager will be awake more than 20 games this year.
Okay, maybe they'll win 83 games now instead of 81.
That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know.
Mark Hale is saying, hello, guys. Let's crush this baseball season. Absolutely. F Detroit. Lenny, how do I get...
Not saying F Detroit, mofo. Come on, man.
I'm wondering the same thing. I've still yet to get a bet win repeat hoodie.
It's limited edition.
But I think we're all in pretty much a consensus here. Under 69.5 wins is probably the only thing I would play for this team. Correct. Which is probably something I'm going to bet because I'm going to be betting these futures. Most futures I've given out, I didn't bet. Like I gave out a ton of them during for hockey. I didn't bet any of them because it was just an experiment. Last year I did the same thing. Had a really good futures. I'm going to probably bet all these. So probably under 69.5 wins for the Detroit Tigers is going to make mine.
Under is for sure going to make mine. Honestly, there's probably a $5 bill on the World Series just because it's a $5 bill. But that's strictly the home team betting me.
There's like, stupider bets you can.
It's just the $5 on that, and just it's $5. I'll spend $5 on dumber shit today.
Of course. But that is the entire Detroit Tigers show here. Tons of hope and tons of expectations for this team coming up for this year. So hopefully it's a good one for the Detroit Tigers. Lenny, if there's any other teams you want to come on and break down when we get around to them, just let us know. We knew we had to have your name down for the Tigers.
I'm gonna pull a take out of draft. Remember, you guys ever see the movie Draft Day with Kevin Costner?
I have not gone around to watch it.
You gotta see it. First of all, great movie. I know it's not football. Tiger fan. He takes a note. He's gonna pull it out before the show starts, and this says the under, no matter what. So no matter what you two tried to talk me into, it's under 69.5 wins for the Detroit Tigers from Detroit Lenny.
There you go.
So I got a bet on Tigers game to get a hoodie. I don't think I want a hoodie. Fair enough. But that is going to do it for this one. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock for the Kansas City Royals as we conclude.
No, we can't do 7 o'clock. We're going to be at the ECU game.
All right, probably earlier in the day then. We'll figure it out. For the ECU game, or for the ECU game. Now you're got me thinking about something else. For the Kansas City Royals as we conclude the American League Central. But that is going to do it for this one. See you guys tomorrow for the Earle Sports Bet Show and the Royals show. And good luck with everything tonight.